This is Carolina's video about the future of education and technology. Something to think about is what Melissa and Bill Gates they describe in their own blog about education, which is personalized learning, and how with personalized learning the student-teacher bond is the heart of learning, and also learning can happen in anywhere and anytime because the students they only need their mobile devices, and then all students are ready for college and career. um, the thing is that, for example, they get to choose their own interests, and of course based on academic standards. So this growing movement is focused on changing the learning environment so students can take more ownership of the learning and teachers can work with them to discover their passions. This slide is about the contents or the subjects, how do they change. For example, in Canada, in some provinces, they are incorporating concepts of compassion and empathy into the curriculum guidelines. They think that in elementary school, this should be taught same as like normal or traditional subjects. And also, students could research, for example, like talking about a project on water. They will link the project to pollution, which is more like an actual topic nowadays, pollution in the world. And another example they gave is of a teacher in Paris, that she was teaching her students about world events, and then she got a Skype chat on with an aid worker in Yemen in the middle of the civil war. So these kind of contents will be more experimental and more real than what we have been doing now. Another thing that I find very interesting is the e-learning at any place, anywhere on a mobile device. Also, there is an author called Ethan Dunwell that talks about the layout of the classroom, how it will change, and how they will have like standing desks for students that have difficulty maintaining focus, and also accommodation for students who need more movement, and private workstations for the students, and of course interactive projectors. Conclusions. I think technology will certainly be a major factor in how education will be in the future, how it differs from today. However, I don't think it's going to be the only influence, and I think successful educators will realize that they need to rethink the model of education. So actually, I think for teachers it's a bit more work because we need to be more creative, and all these projects need a lot of thinking behind. It's not only teaching a lesson. So I think this means adopting new technologies, but it's also giving up on like old attitudes about the educational system. And I have a question about this virtual thing. I wonder how can we still socialize with our peers, because one part important in school, and especially younger kids, they need to socialize, they need to learn how to be with peers. I work in China, and I see how hard it is that for them to interact with others because they're all single kids. So I wonder if everything is mobile and online, how